Now, as the guy that's our head trainer for TAE 40122, you have a wealth of knowledge having run it many, many times. Now, what I'd like to do is chat to you, if I may, about our virtual classroom.
Of course.
The first thing is, can you tell me how does a person join the virtual classroom?
Our trainers send out a welcome email about the Wednesday before the course commences, and it has a link to the course. Learners just click on the link and it opens up a Microsoft Teams chat. They can either download the Microsoft Teams application or they can join with it on their browser if they can't install the software.
And when they're on the Teams meeting, can they interact with each other?
Yes, our learners will all appear on the screens on Microsoft Teams for each other, and they can open up their microphone and have a chat with each other and interact with the trainer. They also have an ability to use a chat function and they can talk to each other via typed message.
So I know they now can do that with their fellow learners.
Yes.
Can they do that with the trainer themselves?
Yes, there's interaction throughout the course with the trainer. We've always got our cameras on and they can just open up their microphone and have a chat with us, or again, send messages or links via the chat. Also, if they do need it, they can call us on our mobile.
Okay. Now, I know that during the course they've got to do many, many things and put many things together. How can a trainer actually help them if they just don't know how to do something?
All right, so the trainer will provide underpinning knowledge and they share a screen with the learners, and the trainer will be completing activities, selected activities as they go through the course. The learners can then, if worst comes to worst, share their screen with the trainer so the trainer can see what they're doing. Quite often I find that the learners will email me components of their workbook and I can review that as we're going along.
So given this is all done on technology,
Yes.
what level of IT skills do they need, and what are they actually going to have to do on the computer?
Okay, they need a moderate level of IT skills. We find one of the biggest challenges is actually setting up the Teams meeting on the first day and making sure they have the right components working for them at that stage. With the computer itself, they need to be able to navigate a desktop. They need to be able to manipulate files, name files, save files. They also need to be able to use word processing software, Microsoft Word, and do a basic internet research, so searching in Google.
So the fundamentals really.
Yes.
And I guess all of those things are embedded within the units as foundation skills.
Absolutely. With all of these units of competency, there is digital literacy requirements that are built into it.
So where could a learner be situated when they log on?
Any location, as long as they've got the right IT equipment and a stable broadband internet connection.
So what equipment do they actually need then to be able to do this by virtual classroom?
Okay, they'll need a Windows or Macintosh desktop with Microsoft Office installed on it. They'll need a webcam, a microphone and a set of speakers, and obviously a stable broadband internet connection.
So are many learners actually doing the virtual classroom with all the TAE courses which we're currently running?
It varies from course to course, depending on our schedule, but we find around about half of the learners that are enrolled will end up doing it virtually.
And what's the biggest problem that the learners would encounter with a virtual classroom?
We usually find the biggest problems happen absolutely on day one, the very first time that they log on. It might be something around not having their speakers working or not being able to use their microphone. But in all the courses we've run, we have every learner up and running within about the first half hour. And as they get to use that throughout the week, even people that aren't that familiar with using MS Teams get really good at it by the end of the week.
And how do the learners therefore then get their assessments to us, for our assessors to look at?
Yeah, all of our assessments are broken into clusters or workbooks, and at the end, when they complete one of those workbooks, they email it through to assess@hba.edu.au, and they'll generally get a response back from our assessors within 10 to 14 working days.
Now, this is one of the most common, more frequent questions we get. How long does it typically take to have a submission assessed?
So our turnaround times have been pretty good lately. Generally, they'll come back within about 10 working days, no longer than 14 working days.
Well, thank you very much, Neil. That gives everybody a bit more of an understanding about the virtual classroom. It does seem like as long as somebody has medium level IT skills, that they're quite able to do this course on their laptop or their computer from the comfort of their home or office, yes?
Absolutely,
Thank you for your time.
no problem.